have our panel here, the estimable Mike Parry and Stephen Pound.
Oh, thank you, darling.
The wonderful Stephen Pound.
Wonderful Stephen.
We need some equality in here.
Now, Rachel Reeves, I saw a wonderful cartoon the other day about her saying to Prince Andrew, would you present my budget because you're the only person in Britain who's more unpopular than me?
That's right, that's right.
I think she's about to make herself even less popular.
Oh,
raid on GPs. We've got a shortage of GPs.
Yeah.
We know there's a shortage of GPs. This government said they're going to fix it.
Yeah.
Tell us what she's going to do.
Well, she's going to introduce something called the LLP, clampdown, OK? Limited liability partnerships. And they are very successful because they make businesses run properly. What happened? It's particularly prevalent in the legal world, and it's amongst very high earners. But see, what I don't get is everything that's successful in this country, she focuses on. Lawyers and the legal profession in this country is one of our biggest overseas earners, right? But she wants to attack it and smash it to bits. The betting and gambling industry in this country is the most successful in the world, but she wants to smash it to bits. It's outrageous. Anything that works in this country, anything that makes a profit, she's going to focus on it and say, I need that money. But we know that the only way that you can balance the books in this country is to stop public spending, not keep taking money out of people's pockets so they can't spend it in the wider economy.
Specifically with GPs, Mike, they're structured in a way that they're an employer.
Yeah.
So she's going, and they operate through a company.
That's right.
So they don't pay national insurance.
That's right.
But she's now going to whack them with national insurance, which is going to...
They will pay some national insurance, but
hang on a
they
second.
to pay themselves very low amounts.
A couple of points of sanity. Firstly, I can't... In a long...
Sanity? Well, that's a change.
In a long and very undistinguished political career, I cannot think of a single Chancellor of the Exchequer who was popular, going back to Tony Barber. I think they've all been...
I don't agree. Rishi Sunak, during COVID, when
Nigel Lawson.
Did she
Rishi dine out to ski? Hang on, Nigel Lawson was incredibly popular. Nigel Lawson was, when he was Chancellor and I was a reporter on an evening newspaper, one month I opened my pay slip and I had £17 more than I had the month before because he'd reduced income tax on middle earners.
Barely enough for two Starbucks.
No, but that meant we could go to the pub for longer, we could go to the Chinese takeaway for longer, it revived the economy.
So you're keeping the money in the country. But look, here's the interesting thing. Doctors don't work for the NHS. Doctors are private employees. GPs, sorry, specifically GPs. Well, don't forget, most of consultant surgeons only work part-time for the NHS. You know, the deal that Nye Bevan negotiated with the doctors back in 1948 was that they actually allowed about a third of the time for private practice. But the thing is, you're absolutely right, Miriam, that their staff will be paying national insurance because most, doctors' surgeries, you have, receptionists and everything. But I have to say, in some ways, Mike's talking about as if Rachel Reeves wakes up in the morning and says, who can I damn and destroy?
Oh, she does.
But
She
Mike,
doesn't.
The problem is...
The thing is, it's a scam. If you've got these people who are trying to dodge tax by...
They're not trying to dodge tax.
It's like...
Have you had a random call lately from a strange number, maybe trying to sell you something or even scam you? If so, your info could be out there. That's because of data brokers, shady companies that scrape the internet for your personal details and sell them to marketers or even scammers. These days, scammers can even use AI to mimic your friends' voices and trick you into sending money. It's not just annoying. Data brokers often target vulnerable people with high-interest loans or sketchy offers. But there is a solution. Incogni, the sponsor of this video. Incogni contacts data brokers on your behalf and requests your info be deleted from their databases. And because your data can keep popping up, Incogni keeps sending removal requests to make sure it stays gone. They've just launched a new unlimited plan with custom removals. If you find your info on a weird website, just send them the link and their privacy team will work to get it taken down. Getting started is easy. Hit the link in the description, create your account and let Incogni handle the rest. It's risk-free for 30 days and you'll get 60% off an annual plan with the code GBNews. Take back control of your data with Incogni.
IR38, where people would leave a job on Friday and start again on Monday as a company.
But Stephen, the problem is that high earners are taxed so highly in this country that they understandably look at ways of reducing their tax, whether that's through a limited liability partnership, through a limited company, where they can pay themselves in different ways. Now, you can argue that that's wrong, but if you're facing 60, 70, 80% tax rate, so it's not worth working unless you do that, you can understand why
some of these,
this is the BBC model, but everybody
changes.
People like Gary Lineker do that. But look, I think the one thing, a cold shower of reality on this particular thing, and I may say I'm criticising the left on this, was I think you'll find that there's about 250 people who you could actually call billionaires in this country. And I think
they've all left.
No, they're still here.
But
they are.
The tiny number of people in the higher earning bracket pay 27% of all the tax in this country. The idea that you can hit the top whack is simply for the bird.
No. In these proposals, some individuals...
Are you saying we should be whacking the billionaires? There's not enough of them.
Some individuals in this proposal will pay up to £27,000 more in tax a year. That's absolutely outrageous. It doesn't matter how much you earn. And, Stephen, you must have noticed that Ferrari are now sending fewer cars to this country because so many of our millionaires who run companies in this country and employ people have gone that way to Italy, to Milan, have gone to Dubai. She is throttling the economy. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, Stephen, you've got to listen to me. She is economically illiterate. Rachel Reeves is economically illiterate. She doesn't understand that if you keep taxing people, they in turn lose their jobs, they in turn pay less tax, she in turn goes back and wants more tax out of a diminishing pot.
Yeah, well, hang on a second. The answer to that is, do you grow the cake? And the whole point about increasing productivity... I'm sorry.
Just keep saying it and it'll happen.
Mike, I don't actually think that the world is predicated on the sale of Ferraris. It's not something that actually impacts massively on us.
It's a massive indication of where the wealth in the world is.
Growth in the economy.
Yeah.
There is no... We've got...
There is. There's just about 1%.
Isn't the problem here that if we don't all agree that she should raise tax, but let's say we did all agree she should raise tax. The soundest way to do it, the cleanest way to do it, the fairest way to do it is to put the basic rate up, which is at historic lows. But she's promised she won't do that, so she has to look at all these other loopholes to try and close.
Of course, absolutely. We should have had that flat 22% rate introduced years ago, shouldn't we? Then if everybody pays that, everybody's paying fairly. But the thing is, it's envy. That's what gets me. Labour, in their DNA, say to themselves, we must tax everybody very heavily. We must attack the rich. We must attack aspiration because we're envious.
Mike, I'll allow you that if you allow me to say what I hate. The other is hatred. I think that the fact that there are people who actually seem to hate everything that Rachel Reeves does without actually going into the details. But look, the reality of the situation is we've got to grow the economy. We've got very low productivity. The flat rate tax was tried in Estonia. And it's failed. It simply doesn't
They didn't know how to do it. Do you know that
the flat rate...
Excuse me. Do you know that the council tax on my second home has just doubled, right? I mean, that is shocking.
Can we blame the Liberals for that? Liberal Democrat Council?
No. You don't budget for that. It just happens, and it's an outrage.
Well, she thinks landlords are all Peter Ackman.
I'm sorry. Absolutely. But that's not even the landlord part of my property investment. That's where I would like to live sometimes at the weekend and all that. Doubled. I'm telling you.
Council tax cannot increase more than 5%. That's an act of Parliament.
If they designate it as a second home, that's what they can do. I know, because they're doing it to me.
She's now blaming Brexit for this problem. So
what a load of nonsense.
When is she ever going to take responsibility?
Well, can I just say,
she's made?
Virtually every economist in Europe and the world says that Brexit has been a hit for our economy. We've actually, the figures go up. How much?
So why are European countries ailing even more badly than we are, like France and Germany? Why are they doing worse? Are you saying if we were still with them, we'd be doing better? No, this is nonsense.
The fastest growing economy in Europe by a mile is Poland.
Yes, I know.
So look, what have they got? They actually have a higher rate of tax, and they have a better public realm. They have better public services. And people from this country who've been third or fourth generation Poles are going back.
Well, and so they should.
Mike,
it's a great country.
No, you're not kidding.
It's a great country, and they spend 5% on defence as well.
We need to.
The only second home I've got is a shed on my allotment.
So when we come back, we want to ask you why you think you walk like John Wayne, Stephen Pound. I think people will be intrigued by that.
Yes, absolutely.
Marion Montgomery.
Yes.
Well, I bet you can't wait.
Get off of your horse and drink your milk.